Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you today not just to listen, but to reflect. Reflect on what might be hiding in your kitchen, your refrigerator, or even your dinner plate. We have always been told, eat your vegetables, they are good for you. And yes, this advice is sound. But here's a truth that is rarely told. How you eat your vegetables may be just as important as what vegetables you eat. You see, for many seniors, eating healthy isn't just a lifestyle, it's survival. Your bones, your brain, your heart, your immune system, they all rely on specific nutrients that vegetables offer. But what if I told you that the way many people prepare or consume vegetables actually blocks those benefits or worse harms their health? Let me take you on a journey through 8 serious mistakes seniors often make with vegetables, mistakes that can drain your energy, disturb your digestion, weaken your bones, and silently contribute to chronic illness. Let's start with the one that surprises most. Before we can truly appreciate the power of vegetables, we must understand their nature. Not all things that appear healthy at first glance are beneficial in every form. The human body, especially in later stages of life, changes not only in strength and flexibility but also in how it receives and digests food. The same vegetable that energizes a young body may strain the digestive fire of an aging one, and this is where knowledge becomes more important than habit. There's a silent belief among many, if something is natural, raw and untouched, it must be best. And while this might sound harmonious with the rhythm of nature, it is not always aligned with the rhythm of the human body. Vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts belong to the cruciferous family. They are rich in compounds that fight inflammation, support detoxification, and carry cancer properties. Yet these same vegetables also contain goitrogens, substances that can interfere with the production of thyroid hormones, especially when consumed raw in large amounts. They may disrupt the body's energy regulation, mood, and metabolism. The balance here lies in transformation, and fire is the element of transformation. Through the gentle act of steaming or light cooking, these vegetables shift their character. Their healing properties become more accessible, and the potentially harmful compounds are reduced. The old masters would say, don't eat what is not yet awakened. And cooking, in many traditions, is a method of awakening not just taste, but also harmony between the food and the body. When you steam cabbage or lightly cook kale, you soften not just the fibers of the plant, but the experience it creates within your stomach, intestines, and blood. For seniors whose digestive fire is not what it once was, this softening is not indulgence, it is wisdom. Let's take the story of an old healer from a village known for its long-living elders. When asked about the diet of those who reached their 90s and 100s, he replied with a smile, "They steam their strength and chew their calm." He meant that vegetables were always cooked, simply not drowned in boiling water or fried into oblivion, but gently touched by heat. It made their meals easier to digest and allowed their bodies to absorb the nutrients without struggle. In contrast, a younger visitor once insisted on eating raw broccoli salads and cabbage slaws for his health. Within a few weeks he began to feel fatigued, bloated, and cold. When he returned to the old healer, the answer was simple: you eat like the young, but live in the body of the old. This is not a rejection of raw vegetables altogether. It is a reminder that context matters. A person who climbs mountains daily and burns with youthful energy may digest raw cabbage without complaint. But for someone whose inner fire has dimmed with age, raw cruciferous vegetables can become a challenge rather than a benefit. Health then is not a fixed rule. It is an awareness of what the body can receive, and what must be prepared in a way it understands. Moving forward, we face another common mistake, subtle but equally important. Many believe that eating a variety of healthy foods at once must be more beneficial. After all, more is better, right? But nature does not follow the logic of more. It follows harmony and timing. In the realm of digestion and nutrient absorption, certain combinations of vegetables with other food groups can result in loss, not gain. One such example is the pairing of iron-rich vegetables with dairy, spinach, beet greens, and Swiss chard are celebrated for their iron content. For seniors, iron supports oxygen transport, mental clarity, and energy. But when you eat a spinach dish with a glass of milk or a creamy cheese sauce, the calcium in dairy combined with the iron and prevent its absorption. Two good things become unproductive when placed together in the wrong moment. It is like trying to listen to two wise teachers speaking at the same time. Neither can be fully heard. In the philosophy of nourishment, food should be both compatible and cooperative. Think of a well-trained orchestra. Each instrument plays its part at the right time. But if all instruments play loudly at once without coordination, the beauty is lost. So it is with our meals. Iron wants to be absorbed peacefully, and for that, it needs the company of vitamin C, a humble but powerful companion, a squeeze of lemon over spinach, some slices of red bell pepper alongside beetroot. These simple gestures amplify the absorption of iron by making it more bioavailable. There is an ancient tale of a farmer who once grew 2 types of medicinal herbs side by side. Each was strong and healing on its own. But when brewed together in a single pot, their properties cancelled each other out. It puzzled the villagers until the old herbalist explained, even medicine must respect company. Not all good things belong in the same bowl. This same principle applies to the plate of food before you. Seniors especially must become artists of their meals. It is not about restriction, but about wise pairing. When you eat a meal heavy in dairy, like yogurt, cheese, or milk, sauces give your iron-rich vegetables a different time to shine. Perhaps enjoy them for lunch, and save the dairy for a lighter evening meal. In this way, the body is not confused. It receives each nutrient with clarity. This harmony of food extends into digestion and how you feel afterward. Many elderly people report feeling tired after meals, not realizing that food combining may be part of the reason. When incompatible foods are forced to digest together, they cause fermentation, gas, bloating, and a sluggish feeling. Instead of feeling nourished, one feels burdened, and in time, this daily stress upon the digestive system becomes a deeper imbalance. It's not just about what's in the food, but what the body can take from it. A beautifully iron-rich dish, poorly combined, is like a treasure chest with a lock and no key. But when you learn to pair wisely to respect the timing and balance of nutrients, the treasure becomes accessible in the quiet moments of daily life. The choices we make around food carry great power. They are not loud, they are not dramatic, but they are persistent. And in the rhythm of time, they shape the way we age, with strength or with struggle. The greatest transformations do not come from doing more, they come from doing the right thing, at the right time, in the right way. So let every meal be a practice, not a habit, not a routine, but a conscious ritual. Before you prepare your food, pause, ask yourself, what is my body ready to receive? What does it need in this moment, in this season of my life? And when you begin to listen, truly listen, you will find that your body answers in return. There is a lesson written not in books, but in the quiet cycles of the natural world. A leaf that is plucked and left in the sun does not stay the same. It changes, it loses moisture, color, vitality. Vegetables, too, once harvested from the soil, begin their transformation the moment they are separated from their life source. What happens after that, how they are stored, when they are eaten, and in what condition will either preserve their life force or invite their decline. In the stillness of a refrigerator drawer or the darkness of a pantry, decisions are being made not by intention, but by care or neglect. One of the great misunderstandings many carry is that vegetables are always safe as long as they look okay, but looking fresh and being fresh are not the same. A tomato may shine with red beauty and yet hide mold inside. A potato that appears intact may already be growing sprouts, a signal that its inner chemistry has shifted. These are not signs of vitality. They are signs of warning. Among the mistakes most overlooked is improper storage. Take potatoes and onions, for example. Both are humble, reliable, and often stored side by side. But few realize that placing them together in the same basket speeds up decay. Potatoes release moisture and gases that cause onions to spoil. Onions in return release compounds that promote sprouting in potatoes. This silent exchange between two natural gifts results in a mutual deterioration. Neither benefits from the company of the other. It is the same as two people who love deeply but argue constantly. Their closeness brings friction, not peace. Sprouted potatoes are particularly dangerous. The green tint that sometimes appears on their skin is not simply discoloration, it is the emergence of solanine, a toxic substance. Solanine may cause nausea, dizziness, or worse. And for the elderly whose digestive and nervous systems are often more sensitive, the effects can be serious. The wisdom lies in prevention, not remedy. Store potatoes in a cool, dark, and dry place. Keep onions elsewhere, where their own needs are respected. A separation of elements ensures preservation of their essence. There is also the matter of plastic bags, so commonly used, yet so unsuitable. Vegetables breathe. They need air, even after harvest. When sealed tightly in plastic, moisture builds, mold grows, and nutrients begin to break down. A cucumber suffocated in plastic may become slimy. Leafy greens kept wet will wilt before their time. When storing vegetables, allow them space, wrap them in cloth, use breathable containers, and avoid trapping moisture where it does not belong. It is not only about keeping food safe, it is about honoring the life within the food. A well-kept vegetable still holds energy, a poorly stored one becomes a shell. The food you eat should feed not just your stomach, but your cells, your bones, your thoughts. For seniors, whose nutritional needs are more delicate and specific, this becomes not just important but essential. Then we arrive at a different but equally significant mistake: the destruction of nutrients through overcooking. There is a fine line between transformation and destruction. Fire can be the giver of life and also its undoing. When we cook vegetables until they lose their color, their shape, their texture, we do not soften them, we silence them. Spinach, for instance, contains folate, a vital B vitamin that supports brain health and blood formation. But when overboiled, that folate dissipates into the cooking water. Broccoli carries vitamin C and sulforaphane, both powerful allies in aging, detoxification, and cellular repair. Yet when subjected to long, high heat, these compounds are diminished, leaving behind little more than fiber and flavor. That there is a story of a young monk who was given the task of preparing vegetables for the temple elders. Wanting to show respect, he boiled everything thoroughly, fearing the elders might struggle with chewing or digestion. He proudly served the meal. The master took one bite and quietly said, "You have removed the soul from the plant." The young monk was confused. He had only wanted to help. But he soon learned that nourishment is not only about making food soft, it is about preserving the essence that makes food worth eating in the first place. Cooking is not a war against the raw, it is a conversation. You do not need to destroy a vegetable to make it digestible. Steam it lightly, stir-fry it gently. Blanch it with care, let the color guide you. When spinach turns a bright rich green, it is ready. When carrots still have a gentle crunch, they are alive. The moment food goes limp, pale or soggy, you know you have crossed the threshold. Another reason seniors often overcook is habit. This is how I've always done it. But the body at 70 is not the body at 40. Its needs have changed, and so must our approach. A food that once caused no discomfort may now cause gas, reflux, or fatigue. By overcooking to make food safe, we sometimes strip it of the very nutrients that aging bodies crave most. The old way is not wrong. It simply needs adjusting. Like a river that once ran strong, now flowing more gently, the path may remain the same, but the speed and force have changed. Cooking with attention allows the body to receive food without resistance. And resistance, over time, leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to disease. Disease leads to suffering. All of this can begin with something as simple as how a vegetable meets the fire. A well-cooked meal should feel like peace in the body. After eating, one should feel light, warm, and alert. If there is heaviness, fatigue, or bloating, the message is clear. The body did not agree. Cooking, when done with mindfulness, becomes a form of healing. Not just feeding but aligning the inner system with the outer world. A mistake many make is confusing flavor with benefit. A soft, buttery dish of overboiled vegetables may taste familiar, but if it has lost its nutritional integrity, what are we really consuming? Empty food may fill the stomach, but it does not feed the spirit. Better to eat a smaller portion of nutrient-rich, gently cooked vegetables than a plate full of lifeless ones. The way we store and prepare our food mirrors the way we treat ourselves. Careless handling, rushed cooking, or neglect of freshness reflect inner habits of thoughtlessness or disconnection. By correcting these external actions, we begin to reshape the internal discipline. A senior who tends carefully to the vegetables they eat is, in truth, tending carefully to the life they still wish to live. So we look at vegetables not as mere side dishes or color on a plate. They are carriers of energy, whisperers of the soil, gifts of the earth. How we treat them before they enter our body decides how they will treat us once inside. A vegetable is not just food, it is potential. To waste it through poor storage or overcooking is to waste an opportunity to heal, to nourish, to grow stronger, even in old age. The kitchen is a training ground. Every chop, every rinse, every minute on the stove is a chance to practice clarity, intention, and discipline. In this practice, mistakes become lessons, and through those lessons, life continues not only longer but deeper. So now I ask, have you made any of these mistakes unknowingly? You're not alone. Most of us grow up learning what to eat, but not how. Yet for seniors, digestion slows, immunity changes, and nutrient absorption becomes more delicate. A wise man once said, "Health is not valued till sickness comes." But we don't have to wait for that moment. The next time you stand in your kitchen, preparing a meal, remember the smallest actions, like cooking a vegetable differently or combining foods mindfully, can nourish not just your body, but your vitality, independence, and peace of mind. I eat smart, stay strong, and let every meal be a step toward longer, better living.